Hello everyone and welcome back to a new Xwebinar. Today we'll talk about one of the most common treats out there, account takeover. In particular, we'll focus on how it affects online services and how to prevent it. Account takeover is the scenario in which an attacker can take complete control of the victim's account. The usual target for account takeover attacks are accounts with some value for the attacker, such as banking credentials, e-payment services, or e-commerce services where a credit card is used. Often, the account takeovers are the result of data breaches, phishing, or accomplished overlay attacks. It's easy to understand how difficult it is to prevent the credential exfiltration in the first place. Users using the same credential between different services and effective phishing campaign tend to be nearly impossible to stop just by training the end user. Let's exemplify how such an attack typically works. Let's say we focus on a phishing-conducted attack. The victim will receive a phone call from the attacker asking him/her, in a convincing way, he is calling from the service provider, let's say a bank. He will converse with the client for a reasonable amount of time, professionally introducing himself and asking for the victim's credentials to validate his/her identity. As soon as able to access the online service, the attacker will proceed using the victim's credentials to log in, preparing some fraudulent transactions. In some cases, the attacker will ask the victim to generate the one-time passwords needed to authenticate the fraudulent transactions. Fraud successfully executed. The victim will realize later on what happened. Fortunately enough, we live in times where behavioral biometrics have made enormous steps ahead in terms of accuracy and accessibility. Thanks to behavioral biometrics, organizations can recognize attackers when they try to access the service on behalf of the legitimate user and prevent the fraud from being successful. We think that a successful strategy to prevent account takeover attacks should involve: detect and block the threat in real time, identify behavioral anomalies that may indicate access by the attacker. Move to strong unphishable authentication, preventing the theft, simple credentials such as user and password, increasing the complexity for the attacker to gain full access to the service. Activate awareness campaigns for specific users targeted by these fraud attempts. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode of Xwebinar.